To today's video, we're gonna take a second to figure out how to draw some mushrooms. People love these things. I see them sold on shirts, designs on lanyards, underwear. And I honestly can't think of any item I haven't seen branded with a mushroom. People just eat them up. So hop on the bandwagon. We are going to spend a second breaking down what a mushroom is, breaking it up into a few different components that you'll use each time you draw one of these. And then after that, we will go ahead and do a couple of examples, put a few in a setting together, and show how you can actually incorporate these into a landscape or any type of larger project you may be working on. And hear me out. Nobody said these have to look super realistic. People get the idea as to what a mushroom is with just a line and a circle. So, we're going to have fun with it. I enjoy drawing these things significantly more than I enjoy eating them, so we aren't going to be drawing any portobellos or little white button mushrooms today. Just cool ones. Like I was saying, though, we are going to break it down into three different parts. The mushroom has more than just three parts if you look at a science textbook, but these ones are the only ones that are really going to matter to us. We've got the cap, we've got the stalk, and the last one is going to be the gills. Let's go ahead and start over here. We're going to start the cap with an open C shape, leaving a space down at the bottom for the stalk to stick through here in a little bit. And we'll want to cover that, give it a kind of half bulbous, like a half sphere shape, mess it up a little bit, try to fix it, give up, don't give up, give up. And then we're going to come in here and do the stalk. We're going to start at the bottom, give it a kind of round shape to keep that 3D aspect to it. And rather than a straight line going up, we'll go ahead and add a little curve to it. We want it to look a little bit natural. At the very least, it can't look like just a straight shaft shooting into the sky like a light pole. We don't need that. Let's go ahead and turn this into a little diagram. There's our cap. We'll go down here. Check this out. There's our stalk. Those are kind of the main things you need to identify a mushroom. This right here, though, this is the money maker. These are how you set your mushrooms apart from all the rest of them. Cross the streams, Ghostbusters isn't real. Those are the gills right there. Now, this looks like a mushroom if I've ever seen one. We're going to go ahead and add some embellishments because the details are really the key here. Adding whatever, adding those lines there to kind of simulate a shadow. These little things right here, I believe they're actually called warts on real mushrooms like the Amanita mushroom. They start with like a film over them, and then it starts to peel away, leaving these spots that are colored differently. Throw in some shadows if you want, maybe some color. Just keep doing stuff until you hit that level of detail that you're satisfied with. I'm gonna go ahead and probably call it here though. This isn't how to draw a hyper-realistic mushroom. But let's get on to some examples. We're gonna crank out a couple here just to kind of reinforce what I was talking about before. All of these will have those three component parts, and we'll put a kind of nasty spin on some of them. I'll show you. So we'll start with a open C shape, smack that cap on there, kind of globular. Then we will do another, and cap, and one more, cap. This one I'm gonna do is kind of like an interconnected tree. It's my favorite way to do them. We'll take a stalk down there and bring it down the rest of the way. I left the top of that line a little bit higher, so it looks like it's kind of going in. We will try to do the same here. Getting a little tight in there. I'll have to finish that cap. Bring that stalk down. Beautiful. And do the same thing for this one. We're gonna kind of stick them all together right in here. See how they combine into one. It's the Y method for trees. If you ever took kindergarten art class, go ahead and close those caps, make them look like a circle, and then this doesn't look like it could hold itself, so we'll get fat down here at the bottom, make it at least have a semblance of realism, and we'll want to stick it on something. There we go. Make a rock or a pile of dirt or whatever. It's up for interpretation. Just some lines. Throw some grass in there. Everybody loves grass. Cows in particular. Finish that up there. Okay, yeah, let's go back to mushrooms. We're gonna do one over here. Stalk first this time. Kind of the opposite of what we were doing. We're gonna have it kind of leaning over to the side for this big fat cap we're gonna put on it. A little too heavy for it. Beautiful. We kind of did the acorn top there. It looks wonderful. Slap them gills. One, two, three, four. I just do however many look like they would fit appropriately. You kind of do them in a circular, outward spreading pattern, pointing from the stalk toward the caps, even with those little ones, if you can get it. Yeah. Looking nice. This is our little mushroom family so far. We'll add the big mama back here, though. Kind of want this one to look like a Smurf house. At least what I remember them looking like. Give it that stalk right there. Kind of see the underside. Probably not going to have any space for gills here. Bring the stalk down there. Beautiful. Go ahead and close that guy up so he doesn't look like he's morphing into the back one. And we're going to add some more of those warts or dots, whatever you want to refer to them as. I think I like dots more. Warts are kind of gross. Boom. Boom. That's beautiful. Okay, we'll add a little bit more grass in here. Throw one, two, tiny one. And let's try something different now. We'll come over here and we're gonna draw a morel mushroom. These are super popular around here where I live. People go out and they forage for them at a specific season every year, and they like to post on Facebook, flex their mushroom fry. They're actually not half bad. I can't really stand mushrooms, but these guys, battered and fried, life changing. But yeah, so they've got a really unique kind of spongy texture to them. So we're gonna draw a bunch of circular, ovally squiggles, practically. They're just squiggles. And then we're gonna pile them all on top of each other into the shape of a mushroom and give it a fat outline so it looks like one cohesive object. A little bit further. This one's a little too symmetrical. In reality, they're kind of nastier looking. Finish that up down there. And we're going to pull down a stalk. This one, we're going to make it kind of growing out of something over here. Give it kind of sideways stalk. What's it growing out of? I don't know. We're going to call it another pile over here. Maybe a log. Kind of looks like a log there. Maybe not a log. We'll leave it up to interpretation again. Throw some more stuff in there. The morel over here, it's a lot scratchier and sketchier than the other ones, so we're going to want to add some more detail to kind of obfuscate how different it is. Throw in some more grass over here. Kind of dirty it up. Easier way to draw morels I found. You got to make them a little bit smaller. But you just kind of draw those messed up circle-y shapes, but you do them so close together that you don't have to go through and color in the rest afterwards, and you can just kind of do it in the shape of the mushroom you want to make, just kind of drawing it bit by bit. Then you just got to do a little outline around the outside if you want. This one looks pretty good though. I'm just going to slap a stalk. Boom. Kind of looks like a morel, if you ask me. We got a pretty good thing going on here. A couple of different types of mushrooms. Pretty nice little family. We'll add some red to it. Give it that kind of Mario-esque look. Mostly just to kind of break things up. The variation is what really catches people's eyes and allows you to be sloppy with it and kind of play around, make little mistakes. Even big mistakes. If you've got enough going on, you can get away with just about anything in these drawings, honestly. Most of the time, when I'm drawing, I'm not worrying about the mess ups whatsoever. I'm not really shooting for pop art with all the solid lines or anything hyper realistic. I'm just having fun. We're just cranking out mushrooms, you know? We got a good thing going on here, but honestly, these are rather lacking as far as mushrooms go. They're just kind of basic, you know, your standard drawn in the margins of your homework type of doodle. But if you really enjoy drawing them, stick around. We are going to go ahead and do one more example over here on the left side. We're going to add another feature, a little characteristic that you can use to spice them up, kind of like the gills or the odd cap of the morel. This is going to be a little frill that comes down and covers the stalk of the mushroom. I believe they're called skirts, and it's reasonable as to why they would come up with something like that. We're going to give it another regular looking cap, a little bit of an acorn to it, but not too far into Smurf territory, kind of putting the two together. I want to mark where the stalk actually connects, but I put the lines kind of facing the wrong way. It'll be alright. We're just going to bring this down. This one's also going to be coming out of something. Going to go directly out of the side of something this time. And we're going to want to mark that out. Let's bring that up a little bit more. There we go. Kind of thin it out. Put some gills on there. This one is looking mighty beautiful. Look at those frills hanging down. I'm not gonna lie, the overall shape of it remains more phallic than I'd like, but we could probably fix it up. Just kind of adding some surroundings. Yeah. Give it a mound to actually sit on. Maybe, yeah. Maybe we can fix that cap. Uh, yeah, the more detail we add, like I said, the more veins we add, is gonna make it kind of blend into the scenery better. Nobody's really gonna be looking at it too hard. Hopefully. We'll come and throw some more grass, keeping it fresh around here. Starting to get a little hard to think of these guys as a family, though. I mean, with such a wide variety of gorgeous, beautiful mushrooms here, kind of alters my perspective. You know, it challenges my preconceived notions about what we were going to be drawing today. But I can squeeze it into my worldview. We'll go back, we'll make this one on the left red. That's the papa mushroom. The ones on the right are the neighbors, and everything will be okay. Thanks for stopping by watching this tutorial on how to draw mushrooms. I hope you learned something from it. Stop by that comment section, leave some engagement, hit that like button, tell your mom I miss her, and don't forget to subscribe. You guys have a wonderful evening.